We've been in the new year for 8 days. I'm 6 books in. It's kind of like the curse of the second book. It's always not as good as the first, but the third is always better than the second, and sometimes better than the first. Kind of made me want to get a raccoon. You could just walk around your house saying and then it's decorated for Halloween. I like that as an option. And then they said, God will show us the path. I'm like, that's a cover up for a plot hole. Well, hello America, I am Odd. Happy New Year! It's time for December reads, but before we get into those, I am not really a Christmas haul person. I haven't done one, I don't think, in years. I usually just do a little birthday haul, but just know I had a very Merry Christmas. I was spoiled rotten by my dad and my friends who love me very much, and I love them very much. Dad got me a new phone and an Apple Watch for Christmas, so you're gonna see those a lot in these videos. But like, I was spoiled by my friends with books and beautiful portraits, and my dad also got me a bunch of golf stuff and a golf membership. Everybody was so thoughtful with all of their gifts to me, and it was a very Merry Christmas, and I felt very seen and very loved. So I want to take a minute to thank them for that. Thank you guys. Today we will be going over my December reads. Now, before I even begin this video, I'm telling you right now that the amount of books that I read in December, I've read this week. First week in January, I'm 6 books in. We've been in the new year for 8 days. I'm 6 books in. I will explain. I have decided that I am leaning so far into audiobooks. I really wanted to end the stigma around it this year because last year I did some audiobooks, but I tried to do ones that I mostly read on my Kindle or my physical books. But this year I really just want to consume reading in any form of medium I can, whether that's physical books, Kindle books, and audiobooks. I've always been a big advocate that it doesn't matter how you consume the book as long as you're reading. I'm going 10 toes down on that for myself as well. I have been listening to almost an audiobook a day, and I am really hoping that I can meet my goal of 52 books this year, if not surpass it. But I bring this up to say that this month, January, the reading review for it is going to be a massive video at the beginning of February, so keep an eye out. I finished and started lots of series, so I wanted to preface that because in December I was very busy, so I only got 5 books done. So we're gonna review those today. A lot of them are Christmas themed, so I know that Christmas is long gone, but if you're looking to keep those holiday vibes, or if you're looking to add for your TBR for next Christmas, as I do this time every year, maybe these are some great suggestions for you. We will start with the first book that I technically finished in December. Funny enough, is actually the only non-Christmas book in the bunch, and that is Scythe and Sparrow. I finally finished the Ruinous series. I got Scythe and Sparrow and I was so excited for it when I got it, and then for some reason I put it down. I didn't pick it back up for a lot of the year, and so I was like, okay, this year is the year that I am finishing this book. I want to finish the series because I already read Taurus season, so I'm just waiting for harvest season in June. And so I decided, okay, let's add a little bit of chaos in to the holiday books. I'm not somebody who usually strictly reads holiday books around the holidays. I'll always have holiday books, but I read other stuff as well. This year, with dealing with a breakup and everything, like literally started at the holidays. Broke up like a week and a half before Halloween or something like that. And the holidays was just like, hey, get through it. Christmas reads are the only thing making you happy. We got Christmas reads, baby. But this is when I started to get in the mood for like other genres. I was like, I love my romance books. I will always now and forever have romance books in the mix. And I was extremely in my romance era last year. And this year I want to get back to romantasy as well as more dark romance and fantasy, thriller books, things like that, along with my light and fluffy romances. So this was sort of my step into that of like, okay, let's get back into a dark romance, shall we? I think I gave this like a 4.8 stars, I want to say, which is basically a 5-star. I really enjoyed this book. When I read Leather and Lark, I think maybe that's what slowed my momentum. It's kind of like the curse of the second book. It's always not as good as the first, but the third is always better than the second, and sometimes better than the first in some rare cases. So when I didn't really connect with Leather and Lark like I was hoping to, I was like, okay, maybe we'll start this one at like a later date. And so I finally decided I needed to know what happened between Fionn and Rose. So I picked it up. I thought that it was so fun and it was so witty. It had the same vibes as B&B, the first book of the series, and I was really happy that I ended up picking this up and going back into this world. I think I read this during the snowstorm. It takes place in the hot summer, so it was sort of like this nice contrast of like, oh, we're gonna go to the circus in June. Sounds good. I loved Fionn and Rose. I love their chemistry. I loved the witty banter. They both are hilarious. I like that it sort of switched the roles of the man being the more shy or timid timid one, and she is a full-blown biker rock star circus chick. Like, the first two books kind of followed the lead of the men are more dominant in the conversation, whereas this one, Fion's like, I'm just happy to be here, and I like being here with you, Rose. Also Barbara the raccoon, kind of made me want to get a raccoon. Anyways, highly recommend. If you're like me and you read Leather and Lark and you're like, I'm not so sure, just go into it. You'll have a good time, I promise. All right, next up that I read after that is Nightmare Before Christmas. One of my best friends got me this for my birthday, as we saw in my birthday haul, and I had been waiting to read it. I didn't read it in November like I thought I would, but I was finally in a mood to pick this up. It is downright adorable, and I know that it has a sequel called Go Luck Yourself, which has to do with like St. Patrick's Day sort of vibe, so I want to suggest that for my March book club, but I digress. Nightmare Before Christmas is about Cole and Hex. Cole is the Prince of Christmas, Hex is the Prince of Halloween. So it's very much a supernatural romance full of magic powers and lands of which we have no knowledge of. Essentially to save Hex and Cole both from a marriage of convenience, and as Cole and Hex are spending time together trying to put on this front that they will be marrying the daughter of Easter and fighting for her love, they actually end up falling in love together and they're boyfriends, and it's so cute. I will say this is a slight spoiler, but it's not that big of a deal. I love that when Hex curses, a pumpkin appears. You could just walk around your house saying and then it's decorated for Halloween. I like that as an option. I think that that is nice. It deals a lot with chosen family and bloodline familial obligations, if you will, and it's a very good coming of age story, I feel. So I give it 4.5 stars. I loved it. It wasn't necessarily a 5-star for me, however, it is very adorable. I would recommend it if you're in the mood for a nice little Halloween Christmas romance, supernatural, what is happening vibes. You know? Okay, the next one was an audiobook, and I got it off of Libby. People have been asking me where I get my audiobooks for free. It's Hoopla and Libby mostly, but also like you can go on Amazon and search for free audiobooks, and sometimes they have audiobooks for free, like on Stuff Your Kindle Days. Sometimes they'll have that for audiobooks. Also Libro, I've been pronouncing it Libro because that's how I thought it was pronounced. It's not, it's Libro, like Libra. I get some audiobooks off of there, and I don't have a continuous membership like it offers. You can buy books on sale that your bookstore puts on sale for like $1 or like 60 cents. So that's another place that I get really, really cheap audiobooks if I'm really wanting to listen to something and not wanting to wait. However, this book is called A Very Merry Mashup. I gave it 3.2 stars just because part of this was my own error. So the first 3/4 of it are cute. I'm like, okay, I think that this is going somewhere, and I kind of got lost in the audiobook and didn't realize that by the time the last fourth came into play, the book was almost done. I was like, oh, okay, so this is like a closed door romance. There's no spice. No problem. I have books that are closed door. It's not like I need spice to enjoy a romance book. Sometimes you like a good, just sweet, wholesome closed door romance, right? This is why you need to research some of your books, because I looked it up, and if I had done this, I would have saved myself a lot of time. It's a Christian romance. It's not my vibe. Listen, if it is your vibe, good for you. I think that you might enjoy it. However, I found that with a lot of Christian romances that they use God to fill a lot of plot holes. And also, I'm not religious. The characters are trying to figure out between her traveling nursing schedule and his professional baseball player schedules, how are they gonna make this work? Because they're in love and it's so great. And then they said, God will show us the path. I'm like, that's a cover up for a plot hole. Just write a better plot and you won't need God to figure it out. You might enjoy this book. If you're a deep believer in faith and God guiding you to your soulmate, it might be one that you really enjoy. Outside of that, it had some witty banter. It was not the worst read in the entire world. Just fair warning with that. It's not something that I enjoyed. Maybe it's something that you'll enjoy. All right, next up, because I had to recover from that, we got Honkers Under the Holly by Amy Award. Thing I like about Amy Award's books is that she's just fun, and she says at the beginning of all of her books, it's like her little list instead of trigger warnings is generalization of it. This is not word for word, but the generalization of it is, hey, this world is very tough to be in, and so this book is just fluff. It's here to make you feel good. It's here to make you laugh. It's never too serious. Atrocities like SA just don't exist in my book, and so just know that that's never going to be a surprise plot in the storyline. And here's the trigger warnings. It's mostly just spicy, and they deal with like body shaming and things like that. The thing about her books is that they're very, very light reads, and I do read them when I need like to just shut my brain off and to really just sort of like ground myself and not take it too seriously. I like to read her after very deep books or a very deep series of like, wow, this was a lot of world building. Let me just enjoy a book that does not require me to have my brain on. I'm just here to laugh and have a good time. And that's exactly what I did. Honkers Under the Holly is about a sports agent and a plus size model fall in love after he sees her rescue a goose at the kitchen that she works at, and this is the sassiest goose. I didn't know if I was gonna like this book because I am petrified of birds. They do terrify me. Nevertheless, that's like the only time. Hello? Okay, the shadows are weird, I know. I set up my phone light because my light on my camera just up and quit. The show must go on, we're still talking about books, so please excuse the lighting. So anyways, I loved that little goose. His name was Sir Honks-a-Lot, or Honkers, if you will. And this whole book is sort of just about two people falling in love while taking care of this deranged goose that is determined to set them up. It was a very cute read, but nevertheless, it was very, very cute. Highly recommend it. And the last book is Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. We know I've been wanting to read this for a year. We know that I bought this back in October and I said I need to get to this book before the end of the year. This is the last book that I read in 2025. This has got to be one of the cutest Christmas mysteries I have ever seen. It really is like the movie Knives Out meets Christmas. It's basically a bunch of different authors within the home of this amazing author that everybody's a fan of. Suddenly she goes missing and it's up to these two right here figure out what happened to her, because at that point there is somebody going around the house trying to take everyone out to get her fortune. Who did it? The authors? Her estranged family that's staying with her? Is this all just a ploy? It was very fun to figure out. There were plenty of twists and turns and I really ate this up. I gave it 5 stars. I think if you're somebody who's wanting the Christmas vibes but you're still wanting that classic like whodunit clue style mystery, this is gonna be the book for you. But with that being said, this is the last book that I read in December. I can't wait to tell you guys about the absolute massive pile of books that I will have finished by the end of January because I am on a roll. However, that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you've been reading in the new year. What was your first book of 2026? Did you finish Stranger Things? We'll talk about it in the next vlog. But let me know down below and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. Can't believe my light went out. Though this isn't the worst lighting. Ooh, my knee. I'm gonna turn the camera off now.